Considered by many to be one of the finest games on NES, Kirby's Adventure defined the Kirby's formula. The series began originally on the Nintendo Game Boy with Kirby's Dream Land, but that game, although it was very fun for what it was, did not really introduce the Kirby character as we know him today. In the original Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby did not have the ability to swallow and copy the abilities of enemies that he devours. So in a way, Kirby's Adventure is the first true Kirby adventure game, and to put it very simply, I think it still holds up as the all-time best. Like, the game for an NES title is vibrant, it's colorful, it's beautiful, lots of great visuals, lots of great settings, lots of variety in the level design, in the monsters, in the bosses. A lot of things that Kirby can do. Among a lot of the mascot platformers on NES, you had a lot of weird designs. You had stuff like you had like really basic, simplistic, like introductory level platforming characters. But I think Kirby is kind of like the epitome of that kind of character archetype. You know, Kirby is just a round pink blob essentially, but the character offers so much personality, like in between, like stages with the visual gags and just messing around with powers in between stages. The mini games, like everything. The game really does a lot to sell you on this idea that like Kirby is part of a vibrant, colorful world. It feels very, very, very much lived in, and I think it's very different than something like Super Mario Bros., where it feels like the entire thing is focused entirely on the raw gameplay. Like Kirby puts a lot of emphasis on like the visuals and the animation, and I think that really does a lot to set it apart. And another thing, utilizing the vast array of powers at Kirby's arsenal is a lot of fun. You have laser beams, you have bombs, you have a sword. There's all sorts of things you can pick up and use all throughout your adventure. And because of the way the game works, because of your constantly changing powers and playing the game how you want to play, it always feels like you never really get tired of it. Like, going through the game, you can always just experiment whatever you want, using whatever you want to use. It's really, really compelling, and it's no wonder that they've stuck with this formula for so long, because it's very unique, it's very distinctive, and it works very, very, very well. There are no hats in this game, unfortunately. This game kind of predates the whole hat concept, but the powers themselves are very varied. They offer a lot of they all have different things they can they all have different strengths and weaknesses, and you can really choose how you want to play, and that is that's pretty special, I think. Kirby's Adventure has of course gone on to be considered one of the best NES games, and it's one that I've played like fairly recently for the first time. I want to say like within the last 10 years, and I think looking back on it, it's one of the most fleshed out, one of the most engaging, one of the most content-packed NES games out there, on par with Super Mario Bros. 3. It really is a very spectacular, very engaging, very fun, creative little platformer.